Hi folks, I'm Steve Safaro here with Kevin Stadler of Evolon. You folks are an amazing company because you offer alternatives for fusing visual intelligence and not having to necessarily rely on a video management system. So you can have a quick way of using AI-based algorithms to move cameras or analyze their views in real time, right? So great add-on.
Yeah.
So have you seen an improvement? The false alarm reduction is probably one of the best talking points, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
You think that's what people like the most?
I would say there's kind of two main areas we see a lot of. One is perimeter, the other is central monitoring. In central monitoring, absolutely, it's about false alarm reduction. And with that one, obviously,
so there's the snow, right?
Yeah. Here's without the analytics
alarms
on. And then you turn the analytics on, you can see it's only centering in on one thing.
It's got that one person
we've got
in the middle of the snowstorm.
Yeah, it's one of our patented algorithms. We have a number that allow you to cut through all of the clutter and only get to what's important. That is a prime example of what we were talking about. False alarm reduction normally, you would have looked at that scene and you would have been triggering all over the place. We're able to do it. Same thing here. This is an infrared camera. It's actually triggering to the left on lots of insects that are attracted to it. And on the right, you actually see the person, and it's even doing artificial intelligence classification and telling you that that is a person walking around on the right-hand side, whereas the left, you can't even tell where they're at. So it's an example of the types of things that we do.
Great products work well.
Yes.
So last time you were doing it with I think Access products.
Yes.
And you're actually doing it with both fixed and pan tilt. You're able to use the virtual pan tilt with theirs or actual pan tilt.
Yes.
Salute a cue like that.
Yep.
Now you got an announcement? Or?
Yeah. So we're just announcing it at GSX that we now have that product on Hanwha cameras. We've seen, an environment out there that's looking for, let's just say, a lot more cameras with a better analytic on them, and that seemed like a good marketplace. We still, of course, support the Access, and what you're referring to is we have both a fixed camera version and a fixed auto track to PTZ. Something that we're also announcing at the show is we've even got it as an integration and an offering to do gun detection. Not gunshot detection, but gun detection.
Wow.
We just did it recently, proved out at over a football field away. We used the fixed camera, then the pan and zoom locked in, auto track, pulled up the individual, and we were able to detect and passed it to zero eyes, and we were able to detect with the combination a handgun at well over 100 yards away. Lots of new things with the technology to zoom in. Yeah.
Tremendously ahead of the threat. Before the gunshot goes off, you're actually able to tell the shape of the gun.
Well, and we find it important because a lot of the cases that are coming up these days, people don't have enough advance notice of threats that are coming their way. So obviously being able to do things at distance and then being able to zoom in and use AI is a great advantage to anybody to have, when seconds count, that you've got additional time to be able to react and lock down before they approach.
It's also excellent to make sure that and verify people that have concealed carries, are recognized. Perhaps you do want somebody that is trained in a high-risk facility, and you want to differentiate that from somebody that does not have a concealed carry permit. That's really, I'll tell you, that is absolutely amazing. So what are we looking at here? So mixture of both vehicle and pedestrians.
Yeah, this is using our cloud environment. What you're looking at here, which is kind of humorous, is this is where that person should not be. So this is an active highway scene. It's actually an off-ramp. and the person that you're seeing there is being identified as being somebody that should not be in there, but we're telling the difference between the car and the person. You saw it, it's very fast. Here's another example of person, New Orleans, and that is actually in the middle of a hurricane. It's not falsing and only on the people. So this is another example of how we can filter out, just real events, so you get situational intelligence instead of a lot of nuisance alarms and alerts. We've got a number of patents on a number of these different areas. Our folks that came out of the Los Alamos labs are the ones that came up with many of these great ideas. So we do very advanced video analytics.
Here's that close-up with the falsing. Let's just get a little bit closer here. Yeah, that is absolutely tremendous. Falsing all over the place, and then with the algorithm enabled, accurate detection of the one person that's running around in the snowstorm. Yes.
Well, it's Steve, it's kind of interesting because a lot of folks in the industry talk about, 99% accuracy false alert reduction. The real trick here is not missing and getting to a higher level of nuisance alert reduction. Even more important is by use case. Some use cases require, a little bit, let's just say if it was a threat to life situation, you still want to know what's going on, but you don't want to miss anything, so you're okay with a few falses. You might have other situations to where you're like, look, I need to be absolutely dead on. And the way our system works is you can hit thresholds. So you can dial the knobs to say, I want it at 98% false alarm reduction, or I'd like it at 70%. And the reason why you might want it at 70% is you don't want to miss anything. So it's one of the other attributes we've got is you can tune it to your use case.
Yeah, that's a brilliant comment. So, how do I buy it?
So pretty simple. Most all of ours we work with integrators, everybody from Prosegur, Securitas, ADT, a variety of different folks that way.
Can they start with you?
They certainly can call in, go to evolontech.com, or they can call into our hotline. We'll direct you, understand what your situation is. Fine gentleman by the name of Ryan will most likely answer the call, and Ryan will find out what your needs are. He'll direct you to the right person.
So it's Evolon, EVOLON, tech, all one word?
All one word, .com. Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Kevin, thank you so much.
Yeah, always great to see you.